War of the Chosen second run through Legendary Iron Man. I've almost got it.
I've finished it, so I've taken an XCOM break.
You know, I never did all the DLCs though, so I only did the original and then War of the Chosen, and then I was about to start buying them, but I just found out they're releasing it on Switch. With all the DLCs included in one bundle. It's just only going to be sold as one bundle, I believe.
That is
so that's coming out in like a month or two, I believe. I think it's May is when it's planned for release.
Oh, shit.
So I'm actually going to save myself for that because I'm like, oh, dude, I can play that like lying down in bed on my Switch. That's going to be sick. Chat just exploded with people going, my ears, holy shit. I'm sorry, guys. I warned you guys as well as I could. Not everyone was watching chat. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. I'd cranked Maynarde up and it was the same audio source. My apologies. Nonetheless, Maynarde, who have we got up here?
We have got, in the top left, the young Terran gun. It is Clem from Team Liquid.
That is a gas first opening as well. Bit of a change up.
Mm-hmm.
Down here in the bottom right, in the red, it is Nightshade, and he is Dragon Phoenix Gaming's parting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was a tribute to Parting stream. That's all, guys.
That's right.
A bit of ear bleed. Big apologies. I actually do feel really bad about that. That was very silly of me. I should have turned the volume way down before even testing it. But let's move on. Game 1 goes to Parting. Here on Nightshade, you know what? I think Clem was actually winning that game if he built a bunker on the high ground, Maynard. Or if that first tank was in a safer position, a more conservative position. Because there's a point where he was on 42 workers versus 42. Yes, there was a third Nexus. But I think if you stabilize there, like you're just mining so much more money than your opponent. Once your second and third barracks kick in, Parting's so behind on his tech.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's very, very close. In fact, I would say that he was winning at one point. But it just snowballs. And a lot of things in this game do snowball, you know, like you pick off the one tank. Okay, that sucks, but we're still fighting back. Pick off the second tank. All right, now it's getting really bad. You have to pull SCVs every single time now. And like kudos to Parting because he has in his brain, like he knows when the tank pops out. And in his brain, he knows from muscle memory, just from sheer amount of games, that a tank is going to pop out at a certain moment. And these stalkers were always there for that next tank pop out.
All right, Reaper's coming in here. Upon seeing the Stalker, you got to get out of there really fast. You can't really dance with a Stalker the way you can with an Adept. Extra range makes your life a lot easier. I remember there was a point, I was watching Roddy's stream, and this was everyone was like, you have to go Adept first. Stalker's too expensive. Right? Get your tech down faster. Save 25 minerals and 25 gas. And every tryhard, like fucking Silver League Protoss player was like, I can't build a Stalker. And the Reaper would like run circles around the Adept and kill 3 probes. And I remember just watching Roddy's stream. Roddy's like, well, I just build a Stalker every game. People are like, well, that's dumb. That's inefficient. And he was like, yeah, but then I can just kind of click it on the Reaper and that way I don't mess up my build. And it just makes things a bit easier, more control. I kill the Reaper a lot more often. And I was like, oh, this is a player with like a free-thinking individual, you know? In the hive mind of StarCraft players who all just want to copy their favorite best player. And I was like, you know what? That does make it a lot easier. If you guys play with a laggy connection or you suck at micro, just make your life easier. Build a Stalker first. And it really pushes the Reaper's vision back, even at this tip-top level, to the point where it's so hard for them to get in and scout. So what does that mean? It means you can do things like hide a fudging DT drop, one of the dirtiest, greediest, most aggressive builds. Just 2 gateway units going up to 3 gateways, super fast prism. If you get this off without your opponent hitting a hard pressure, oh man, things get really dicey. That being said, Clem's hitting a really hard pressure. This is going to get weird very quickly, Maynard.
Yeah, Clem's being aggressive against Parting again, which is never something I would recommend, but it is a medevac first Hellion drop play from Clem. And I mean, does that? He actually doesn't have time to react to DT. He's getting a Raven. Okay,
yeah.
that's
no. This is the perfect build actually. Anything that hits hard because there's only 2 gateways and he's got a Prism and an Observer. He's on 2 gateway units. This build literally is so weak against fast drop pressure. And if he can bounce the Stalker or the Adept out of the wall with the Hellions at the same time, it's going to be big. The Marines are a little slow to get to the mineral line, but they are getting in there now. The Hellions running in. Oh man, this is, I'm Parting. It's like, what are you going to do? Micro your probes? You have 1 Stalker and 1 Adept right now. There's so few units.
Oh, good full wall off here. Parting going to buy some time there in the natural. The main base still taking 7 probes worth of damage from the drop off Clem. Parting sending in the Dark Templar, but the Raven's just about to pop here. This could not be worse for Parting.
Oh, he gets one of the DTs already. And with the Raven out, oh my god, a perfect hold. The Hellions and Reapers have actually killed the wall. More units warping in. The 3 Marines in the main still fighting. Oh, DT's warping in.
Wow.
The Hellions do get a hold. I tell you,
DTs.
Anyone else would have taken so much more damage there. But Parting managed to get DTs on the front while defending at home. The full wall was brilliant. And in the end, he ends up on equal workers in a kind of rough position, but he's got the utility. This DT is already shutting down the natural. Clem has to play mega conservative. So Parting's just going to try and pin him back, explode into a third Nexus. You've got to go third Nexus. If you don't, it's a terrible misplay in my opinion.
Oh. DT running into the main base. Raven and Marines there to match it. He doesn't have his add-on anymore, so he can't box in that DT. The medevac actually getting targeted and killed here. Good pick off there for Parting. The Viking also picked up the Prism in the top left as well.
Okay, like Clem is making mistakes here because he can't believe Parting's attacking into this. He's like, wait, what? This is absolutely insane. Parting attacking there, he just threw away like 3 DTs and a few Stalkers. He was hoping to catch Clem, just going, okay, cool, I've stabilized. Let's make sure I don't fall behind in the macro game. I mean, this
Gateways in a Prism. He's not getting a third.
Yeah, it was a bad choice normally, but this is what's been working for him in the past versus Clem, is when it makes no sense to keep attacking. Parting keeps attacking, and Clem, why is he not building a bunker right now? He wants to stay ahead in the macro game. He's so used to playing these very economic players. Twerk, twerk, twerk. Twerk, twerk, twerk. Watch out. Jailbait Observer at it again.
Silly Terran.
You can't get me. Nuh-uh. Liquidclem's like a little bit annoyed about Yoga Pants now. He says there. It's unfair. Dude. Too much of a tease.
Dude, Parting is actually just trying to blink into the main base. What a fucking
There's no bunkers.
Man. What a psychopath.
No bunker at the natural. Stim and shields are both a little way away, but those add-ons are well protected. Stim and shields will not get sniped. The observer's there. The Cyclone's just going to get shot down instantly. The tank on the high ground only covers a little bit, and it's unsieging right now. Oh, Clem.
Please kill this observer.
Oh,
please.
Clem.
He scanned for it. The Raven chased it.
He's sending a Viking out. He needs everything at home.
Yeah.
There's 4 sentries as well. He's going to try and force field the ramp. The Stalkers come in, kill the Cyclone. Okay, no. Pull the sentries up to the north. He cannot go for that ramp. Look at that. The tank's not in range. And he
tank's not in range anymore. Clem's got a Fire Force, but it's getting split up by these force fields of Parting. Widowmine's also getting killed before they can fight back. Tank in range there for a second. And of course, he switched that on, so he doesn't actually have the ability to get more tanks out. Clem's about to have Stim.
Oh no! And now
he's back.
He's trapped in his own production. Look at those force fields. He's got to try to lift his buildings. The drilly boys are trying to fight just before Stim and Shields finish. They kick in now when the army's gone. Wow. Just fucking non-stop aggression here from Parting. And Clem just did not have the information. Went on autopilot a little bit there, going to the next step of the game. It is never a given that Parting is expanding and building probes. Never.
Oh, man. And I feel like Clem was just so close to having what he needed to hold on there. Oh, you got to be so frustratingly defensive against Parting. You just have to be so careful. You cannot cut corners at all. That's becoming abundantly clear every time I see Parting play a PvT. I mean, it's like if you're a Terran, you just never cut a corner. If you're like, oh, do I need these 100 minerals for the bunker? Make the fucking bunker.
At 6 minutes 30, his Hellion denied the probe taking the third and then came back in and saw it start at 6 minutes 50. He needed bunkers. He should have had a bunker on the high ground in the low ground. If your opponent's Nexus starts, is the lobby up? Can you tell him to wait?
Lobby is not up yet.
Up yet?
I just got into the...
Okay.
I just got into the channel and there's no... Okay, there it is.
Awesome. That was just mega greedy by Clem. He's Hellion sees the third going down that late. Like, dude, you got 51 SCVs and the Protoss is starting their third Nexus. There is one rule. Build a couple bunkers and keep building tanks. And just sit defensive. His Viking went across the map to try and intercept a prism on the left-hand side. He said, Cyclone can defend the main. Oh, that's rough. Clem here, he's just autopiloting a little bit. He's got to stay on his toes. You know, this is just classic deep in a tournament. It's late night for both of you. Crazy late night. You've got to play aggressively. People are like, looks like Parting's still alert. He's on point. He's used to this. Clem's falling asleep. It's easy to look that way because Parting's attacking. He's taking the momentum. He's pushing into his opponent. And Clem is sitting back, even when he has the information telling him he's got to be much safer. So if Clem, I really would like to see him keep being aggressive. Like that opening was great, but afterwards he's just got to double down on the safety.
Wrap it up, man. No glove, no love. And
It's
the
a
top
good
right
policy.
here, it is a great policy out there. Otherwise, there's a lot more people in this world. And the top right here from Team Liquid, it is Clem.
Down here in the bottom left-hand side, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it's Parting. Rearing ready, large and in charge right now.
It feels like Clem is one of those players. I'm a massive fan of Clem. It feels like I mean, it is getting late. It's very, very tiring, of course, to be up this late for Clem. But he seems to play, like I've seen this build many times from Clem in TVP, like the Hellion drop thing, rather the Marine drop thing, the Hellion poke. And he's more of a play the matchup rather than play the player kind of guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to shift gears drastically. Parting, it's not TVP, it's TV Parting. It's a different matchup. It's so different. Like, he commits more to the aggression, but if you stabilize, he runs out of steam. We've seen it happen before, but right now, Parting is like being emboldened. He's like, oh, I'm actually going to commit even harder than I normally do because it keeps working. I'm just going to keep doing it until you actually stop it. Like, there is no reason for Parting to change gears here. Keep changing up the variations, but in terms of like just the momentum, fuck yeah. Attack, attack, attack. Go, 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 go. Look at this probe, by the way. That's definitely the shape of a D on his forehead. If you zoom in on it, you can see it's like a...
Smash Mouth wrote a song about this probe that didn't get released.
Yeah.
It ended up being shape of an L. And get past the
sensors,
the video
yeah.
sensor board,
They needed it to be in the top 100. They said it
Yeah.
wouldn't be allowed otherwise.
But Parting's just going for, he's been aggressive 2 games in a row. It's worked for him 2 games in a row. Obviously, game 1 and game 2 look very, very different. Clem is one of my favorite players in the whole world, and he's very, very good. He can absolutely beat Parting, but winning 3 games in a row here is absolutely a stretch.
Clem's the opening as well. This is terrible. That's core first. Chrono boosted Stalker on the shortest rush distance in the pool against a no scout. Bunker just started.
Yeah.
He's got to get that bunker up because he has no units. It's Reaper into Reactor. So it's going to be like he's got to micro in and out of that bunker as well as he can. Thankfully, Parting Stalker changed paths. He wasn't expecting this depot to be up yet.
Yeah.
So he's not going to get too much. He's just going to have to settle for the depot, I think.
I think the depot is why this bunker can be this late. Clem can be fine with this later bunker because the Stalker has to take that extra path here. And obviously, this is annoying to have your depot being shot at because it will eventually go down. But Clem's no doubt played this style many, many times. He's like, okay, I'm going to have my reactive Marines and a Hellion out in a second here. And yeah, I'll have to repair, but I think I can stop this.
Yeah, well, nice micro here from Parting. That depot also means it's very hard for those units to chase you down. And yeah, okay, Marines have gone down. So 2 Marines have died for shields and a few hit points. Now the SCV's died. That depot is still in threat. And right now, there's nothing to stop this. The Widow Mine coming down will eventually be able to burrow, but I think the depot and maybe more units will die because the depot is the bait right now. Parting saying, if you don't come down, I'm going to get that depot. Gets the depot. Does get it.
Damn, that is not part of the plan for Clem. That's for damn sure.
I mean, it wasn't free, right? That's the one thing here for Clem. Remember, none of this is ever free for Parting. He delayed his tech. His blink's just started. It's a very late blink. His robo's just started. He's up 8 probes, but that's, it's like, obviously it's good for him right now. Bit of a supply block going to slow down the SCVs, but I don't think it's a massive lead. It's not insurmountable. It's just as the pressure mounts, as he keeps Clem in a corner, this is where Clem gets kind of squished out of knowing what the fuck is happening in this game, and that's his problem. The Hellion has to drive out the left. He needs information.
To the north side here, Parting is about to proxy a structure, Pig. I think we're going to have a big proxy warp in this edge of the main base of Zen. Very good for Cliff jumping as a Reaper player, but also very good for blinking into the main base of the fucking Terran. So, and the Hellion dies. Clem has no information. None.
Yeah, he's blind. I mean, this is looking at how this series has gone. I honestly feel like this is not a bad build. Raven, you're going to build tanks. But where do you put your bunker? I would put it just up in the main, kind of up to the left of your barracks. And you still got an opening on the left-hand side of your natural. But I would probably put the tank literally to the right of my starport in the most conservative position ever. Yeah. Just so you don't die. I mean, the problem is he's probably going to have to put it in his natural mineral line just because otherwise the bunker can get busted at the front. But he really needs a second tank, and he desperately needs another bunker.
Widowmine drop from Clem does get 3 probes there. He saves the Widowmine, still has that medevac in the bottom left, so he's forcing in some warp-ins at home, which is nice. That means that's not warp-ins on the front line. Clem has 1 tank up. Where is he going to siege it, is the big question I've got in my mind. Okay, right in the natural. And the main base still very exposed so far here.
And he's swapping the factory in the barracks, no extra bunker.
No. Okay, Clem.
There's no way. Yeah, no. Parting's got him.
That's
Blinking in the main, dude. Is this 2014? Is this early Heart of the Swarm Blink TVP? Because Parting says, hey, this is the answer to Clem right now.
It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Clem's going to keep doing this thing, and I'm going to keep punishing for it.
Raven. No, I mean, a Raven, a few Marines. What are you going to do? Clem knows he just doesn't have the resources here. He doesn't have the material.
Oh, no. Stim's going to be denied.
Oh, that's rough. The Stalkers do overcommit a little there. He's trying to get a bit too deep
Tank's
here.
in range.
He does lose some of the sustain on the push. The problem is the tank now is out of the fight. The Raven can't help. It's just Stalkers versus unupgraded Marines, SCVs, and Marauders. A few more of these low hit point Stalkers are going down, so I mean, it kind of looks like maybe he can stabilize, but as I say that, the tank does get sniped.
Tankers get sniped, and the Stalkers are going walkabout, man, as an Australian.
You know what?
Every now and then.
This actually has not worked out nearly as well as the other ones. If you just get bunkers up here as Clem, like 1 bunker in that main or a tank or something, and that Widowmine even takes out a Stalker on the retreat, I mean, Parting's going to keep going. But Parting really just went too deep with his Stalkers. He needed to be more conservative and combat-focused with his micro rather than going for the add-ons. Against this sort of build from Clem, it's about picking off the units and whittling down the army so you can spiral out of control. But because he kind of went deep on the tech lab, took way too much damage from the auto turret, the Marines, the Marauders, he's ended up damaging a lot of things and not finishing a lot of them off. The SCVs took a good spread of the damage there. Parting continuing to be annoying, but Stim's about to finish, man. +1's about to finish. Suddenly, Parting finds himself in a position where he has to get more damage done.
Yeah, actually, Stim and +1 are a big deal here against a guy that just pretty much has Stalkers as an army. There's no splash damage for Parting. There's no tier 2, really. Apart from the, I guess Stalkers, which are like tier 1.5, right? Because you have the cyber core, but you haven't really made that big tier 2 tech, apart from getting a blink, which obviously.
Oh my god, he's got medevacs, he's got Stim, but he still is so few units. Oh, he's saving the Marauders. Every Marauder is sacred right now. Every single Marauder is sacred, guys, and he's got to protect those lives. This is a pro-Marauder life, Clem, we're seeing. Those medevacs have to keep them up. They've got to keep them alive right now. The Stalker's looking for any pick-off they can get.
Really nice micro on the medevacs here from Clem. I mean, that Observer, he would love to scan and take it down, but these mules are also important for Clem, so he's leaving it there. He actually would like for Parting to come into this main at the moment with a small amount of Stalkers, because it would be a death sentence. And here we go. Parting is switching gears. He's starting his Colossus production here. No extended Thermal Lance, but just Colossus themselves to give him a bit of a chance to deal with Clem's potential counter, because Clem does have a big army now.
A lot of Marauders as well, Maynard. 8 Marauders with Stim. Goodbye, Stalkers. 2 Stalkers go down. A 3rd Stalker will fall, and a 4th. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's not looking good for Parting right now, dude. Not. 1 Colossus, 12 Stalkers, and not a lot of else. Stalker does pick off an SCV that was joining that. I'd actually like to see Clem be a bit more conservative for now. I think he needs another 30 seconds before his army really reaches its power point, because his units are too bruised. His medevacs are out of energy. I think this would be a bad... Oh, the Raven does get the lockdown.
Raven's got that interference matrix there. Parting trying to throw in some Zealots to slow down the Marauders, and he's definitely doing a good job of it. He is slowing down Clem's army, but there was double medevac here on the right side of the map as well from Clem, and he's heading towards the main base.
He's going to have to recall. I don't think he can get up there in time, Ken Parting. He's going to start to move back. He's thinking about it.
Oh, this Colossus.
Okay, that Colossus will pop on the left. Yeah, he changes the rally point. Really good micro by Parting. Makes sure the Colossus pops on the left-hand side so that it doesn't get focused. And oh no! Both drops go down!
For Parting.
Oh my god, a bit of misclick as well there from Clem. You could tell he misclicked some of the units and just delayed getting in a little bit. Great target fire by Parting for the punish. Clem's still pushing in. He's still got great macro behind this, so it's not over by any means. I like that he's preserving his units, though. Remember, the medevac count is so low on this side of the map, and he just lost 2 medevacs. And suddenly, Parting here, he doesn't have any attack or armor upgrades. Oh, a YOLO blink comes forward. The Colossus coming forward to try to equalize. No Zealots. No Zealots to tank, man.
Yeah. Not a good trade for Parting. Clem's also throwing in Widow Mines just in case there are Zealots. Extended Thermal Lance being chronoed the hell out, but he hasn't got it just yet. It's still only 4/5 of the way done here. Three-quarters of the way, I suppose. We got the Ghost Academy here for Clem, just in case it's a High Templar switch, but Parting's going to be all about the charge lots, the Stalkers, and the Colossi here. You can see there really is no chance of Parting going towards High Templar. He just doesn't have the money for it.
Yeah, I mean, the Viagra upgrade's going to kick in for the Colossus, and it'll help them out a little bit, but even with that extended reach, I'm not sure if 3 Colossus is going to be able to do it, especially if Clem starts multi-pronging. Got to watch out for a force field on that ramp. Nice snatch there by Parting.
Keeps the Marauder alive, though. Loses a few Marines. Clem's third base is up and running. It's very, very healthy as well. He's up a good chunk of army supply, but of course, a Protoss with splash damage can make up the difference here. It's a big upgrade lead for Clem at the same time. He's got 1 upgrades on the bio, with Parting not having any upgrades just yet.
I like that Clem's threatening, as long as he doesn't overextend. Oh, good Widow Mine as well. I'd also love to see that Observer go down.
Yeah.
Obviously, he doesn't know about it. It's just a little blurry boy if you go to Clem's camera. It's very, very hard to see that now. He would be playing probably on lower graphics than me, but you can see without zooming in, nearly impossible to see that Observer.
Oh, charge just started for Parting as well. Oh my god.
Well, it's actually kind of okay in this scenario, right? There's so much bio.
Yeah, it's about that he's Stalkers, right?
Yeah, like what any zealots he has, you kind of just want them to tank. So like you kind of want them to not charge in front of your army. You're like, I have so few units, I will never actually do damage with zealots, even if I have charge. So it's like, it's probably better just to have like 6 slow zealots. It's like how Zest used to always like, we'd joke on purpose forget charge against Zerg. He's like, yeah, we don't want him to, he doesn't want him to run in front.
Oh, baby.
Boom, baby. Takes out the proxy at the same time, does Clem. Does turn around. A few Marauders get caught. He's got a good medevac count, but yeah, his army's a little small here, so definitely
he's been making
something.
Vikings. So back at home, he has 5 of them. He's got making them 4 at a time, actually, from 2 reactor starports. So if Parting commits, he has to be very careful about this fight. If Parting overcommits, he could lose the Prism, he could lose the Colossus, he could lose everything.
Watch the EMPs. Watch the EMPs. They're coming in from the left-hand side. Parting. Okay, first one whiffs. Parting's like, oh shit, I gotta do a fighting retreat here. Good Guardian Shield, but he doesn't really have many force fields.
Blinks forward. The Vikings are just erasing these Colossi here, and the bio is just too much. And Parting will not clean sweep Clem. He gets a map.
Woo! Damn.
Yeah. We got a series, ladies and gentlemen.
That blink forward, talk about desperation. I mean, he knew he was dead if he didn't win right there, so he was like, bring Widowmine shots onto his own army, jump forward, maybe we could do this. I do think with that blink pressure, yeah, I do think that Clem couldn't have defended that. So just going back, I really think if he actually just fought the Marines from the left-hand side of the production, I don't think there's any way Clem wins. But what you can see is these Stalkers go way too deep, and they start taking big auto turret damage, big Marauder damage, big tank damage, and they kind of start splitting their damage up. They wound the Raven, they wound some bio, but they're not finishing anything off, and they trap themselves in the mineral line. So I do think Parting could have spiraled that out of control and won with the blink pressure. I think we're still seeing a huge strategic hole in Clem's game plan. Is that lobby link up?
I haven't. Okay, there it is.
There
just
we go.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's got to respond. He's got to play safer, right? Bunkers, more tanks, especially when he doesn't have information. Like in that game, it's like just build a second tank, build a bunker on the high ground. I know these things sound shit, but look at the way Parting's playing. Like there has to be a little bit of an overreaction here and a little bit of an overcommitment to safety. I think Clem has to shift gears. I think he's on the rail of a very standard PvT. Like you said, playing the race, he's got to start playing against the opponent.
Yeah, it feels like just one extra bunker can make his life so much easier. But obviously, on the sidelines, it's easy to say it. When you're in the game, it's a lot different. Clem's probably played more games than us, even though he's way younger. He's just spamming games. Actually, maybe I don't think he's played more games than you. He's probably played more games than me, though.
You never know. These grinders, man. Some of these kids have been grinding since they were like 11 as well. So sure there is an insane amount of games combined right now. And it is 2-1 now for Parting, going onto a big boy map, Eternal Empire. And it's always interesting to see. TVP on this map can go very, very long. Curious to see how it goes. Well, starting the comeback train, but I want to see a shift in gears from this man in the top right, representing Team Liquid. It is Clem.
Potentially getting a bit more momentum on his side, but in the bottom left, always a threat in every single game, and he is still on match point. It is, again, representing the dick boys everywhere. It is Parting. For everyone out there that's send a non-solicited photo of themselves to someone that potentially didn't want it, Parting flies your flag.
You don't feel that way about our WhatsApp convo, do you, Maynard? When I send you my little pickies?
The operative term there was unwarranted. Ours is absolutely warranted. It's like,
good.
Yeah. It's like, which day should I send that photo? On a day ending with YPig is the answer. A very early proxy from Parting. He's going to go for the gateway proxy here, the double gateway.
Classic build. Really good, especially against people who go gas first, which Clem's doing here. Gas first can be quite weak against this. However, Clem has been very consistent at scouting with his Reaper. Now, what I wonder, though...
as well.
Yeah, I wonder when he scouts, though, does he go for the bunker on the low ground, pull SCVs, and try to fight and get it up? Or does he cancel the CC and just go to the high ground and say, okay, that's fine. Like, you got the cancel on the CC, I'm pulling back to the high ground. I'm very curious. I'm also seeing if Parting can distract and kind of occupy that Reaper for long enough. Like, maybe distract him by pulling away with the probe and baiting him in a different direction.
Oh, SCV.
No!
Whoa.
Drilly Boy, run!
Jeez.
Twerk, 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 twerk. Twerk, twerk, twerk. Oh, the Drilly Boys come in.
Oh, okay. The Parting's probe regenerating a little bit of hit points. He's out of there.
2's a party, 3's a crowd, says that probe. You weren't invited. Third one.
That's
SCV
right.
says, fucking leave!
Now, a lot of how this game is going to go is going to depend on Clem's scouting Reaper. Now, he didn't...
Oh, look, I told you he's baiting. He's keeping the probe here longer than you normally would.
Oh, because Clem wants to get the probe
Yeah,
kill.
and now Clem's horny. I told you. She's twerking.
No.
That probe is twerking. Yoga pants probe over here.
This is one of those things where you almost always have to cancel your natural and bunker up the high ground. And that's such a frustrating thing to have to do. Parting is only on... It's not 2 gateways, it's just the one, but the one gateway is in Clem's face.
Oh, and the Drilly Boy on the wall goes to the wrong side. A Zealot just chops him to pieces. You got to cancel the CC right now. There's no way you're getting this up as Clem. Cancel it now. Do not waste your time down here on the low ground. So any moment he wastes on micro is dangerous because he needs a second gas up in the main, and he's not getting it right now. Oh my god, his wall's down.
Oh no, the depot.
It's full panic. Supply block, walls down, CC's not cancelled. Clem is getting ransacked here. The ever-aggressive Parting in his face.
Oh, Parting.
Oh, man.
Parting.
And you know what? People often ask, what is a dick boy? It's a boy who does this to you in a StarCraft game, apparently, guys.
The reactor stayed up.
Yeah, he actually kept that reactor alive very nicely. That Helion's so low.
Right.
Where's the next Stalker? The next Stalker is so slow. He was focusing on his Nexus back at home in his Twilight, so it was actually just 2 Zealots and a Stalker. It was a limited commitment from Parting. I thought it was going to be one that just keeps going and going, but I mean, he's already done so much, right? We'll look at the full units lost in a sec.
And that's the thing, like, it's a single gateway opener from Parting, so it's relatively inexpensive as well. Relatively.
Yeah, this is a real scary opening. Single Stalkers here. So 6 SCVs, a Hellion, a Marine, but most importantly, the depot went down. Was supply block. The 3rd CC is still not up. There's still no extra depot building. Now, this Stalker's going to go down, so that's a good catch for Clem. Doesn't want to throw away the Reaper, though. You've got to keep that Reaper alive. Parting's going to try and pick it. Doesn't get it.
Yeah. All right. So another Stalker's about to pop out for Parting. Oh, this Reaper's still very exposed, very, very vulnerable, very important.
He has no units at home right now. Parting has 2 gateways that are halfway done. That Stalker needs to get the fudge out of there right now. He's trying to punish Clem for this because this Stalker is all that stands between Parting and a horrible death right now. Parting did good damage, but he needs another 30 seconds.
Yeah. He needs Blink. He needs an extra gateway or 2. He's gone up to 3 right now. Or is that 2? Oh, no, because the other one's depowered.
He almost killed that Hellion, dude.
Oh, no, but he didn't.
Okay, his first 2 warp-ins are about to come in. They're finishing the warp-ins here. Killing one of those Hellions was so important. He's also got the other one to red hit points. Parting, you fucking wizard. Seriously, those 2 Stalkers bought him everything, man.
Yeah.
Imagine if there was 2 Hellions and 4 Marines in a mineral line right now. He'd be losing so many probes. Instead, 37 probes versus 24 SCVs on a knife's edge. He manages to secure that.
Clem is going for tanks. Once again, not a single bunker here for Clem. Nothing in the main, nothing in the natural. And if there is not a sign that your opponent is being aggressive, I don't know how to express to Clem that there is aggression in this game. There we go. Bunker gets made. And it's keep hands off my tank here for Clem as he tries to rely on the Banshee for some across the map damage. Did he actually cancel the Banshee? No, he didn't. So the Banshee is out.
I mean, he built a bunker, which makes me very happy, but I'm still going to go on and on about it. Like, I want to see a bunker on the high ground. I know this is something you would never do against Showtime or Drogo, but you're not playing Showtime or Drogo. You're playing Parting, and I'm going to be an opinionated caster because it's fun to do that. And I'm sure there's a Terran player watching who's like, well, actually, Clem could just do X and it would be an easier way that's less expensive and would hold. Fair. Guess what? Clem's not doing that. Build a bunker. Survive.
And the tank's coming for a walk here. The tank's coming out for a walk, pig.
Clem, go back. Go back. No. No. What are we doing out here, Clem?
Oh. The tank went for a walk. Why would you do this? Why? Would you do this?
Maynard said it's game. Keep the fucking tank alive. God damn. It's
parting.
Dude,
He's going to blink stalkers in your main. Leave the tank at home.
I just watched a man stick his hand in a meat grinder going, I wonder what this does. You know, like, oh.
Like,
I'm down with experimentation, but not like that.
The electric fence says danger 15,000 volts, and Clem's like, how painful is 15,000 volts? Is that enough to kill me? Let's find out with my hands.
Oh, no. Poor
boy.
Clem, man. I mean, these series, it's so easy to lose track of where you are.
Yeah.
It's like, you know that series I was playing with Golden earlier? I thought I was so dead in that second game because those mutas were so in my face. And at some point I was like, wait, maybe I have a chance. But if someone's in your face repeatedly for many minutes, you just lose game sense and track of where you are in the game. And I think Parting just did that masterfully here to Clem. I think he got in his face, threw him off his game plan. They're both playing very late at night. And Parting just said, look, I have found this thing, this blinking in the main thing. It's really good. And I'm going to just win that series, that grand finals 3-1, take 10 EPT, ESL Pro Tour points, $100. It's a winner-takes-all prize pool. GG, well played, Parting.
Love to Clem as well because he got into the finals of 2 of the weeklies this week, which means that Clem also makes 10 points. So, yeah. He didn't obviously get the cash, which is unfortunate for Clem, as he would have stayed up and would have loved that. But getting the points is going to matter more and more and more as time goes forward. And these weeklies, I mean, there are 3 every single weekend, guys. Losing a finals stings, but it ain't the end of the world. These guys will be back week after week after week, and Clem is a grinder. This kid is an absolute god. And commiserations to how that series went out, of course. You know, we have some upset Terran fans in the chat, Fig.
Oh, of course.
But, you know, it's one of those things that I doubt Clem cares. Like, he already got his 5 points. He also got another 5 points from the earlier one. And does it sting to not have $100? Sure. But will Clem win more money this week from playing in other things? Absolutely. So I wouldn't worry about Clem too much. I think.
Yeah. I agree. Absolutely.
But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in.